Hey, what's going on everyone? It's King Tuts Pro back with another Final Cut Pro 10 tutorial. Guys, in today's tutorial, I want to show you how to do a cinematic film effect in iMovie and not in Final Cut Pro 10. Alright guys, so these are the videos that I'm going to be using. I'm going to be using the Santa Monica drone footage. This video was shot in 4K by a DJI. If you're going to be starting off with the first clip, which is this one, you might be walking and then kind of starting to pan the video with the tree, right? And then you might want to go off and then another shot of the Santa Monica Pier here. And then you can maybe go with kind of pan these out throughout the day. So you want a morning shot, kind of a evening shot, and then a night scene shot. You don't have to do this, but it kind of makes it look a little bit more interesting. All right, guys, so to get royalty-free music, I will have a link down in the description to Lost LeBlanc, their album. It's in Epidemic Sound. If you guys want royalty-free music that you guys can use in your episodes, TV shows, vlogs, pranks, whatever it is, really, you guys can go ahead and use royalty-free music for 30 days, and you guys can start today and download the music that I just used, and that is really cool. So link is in the description at the top, and once you click on there and sign up, you guys will be able to select any of these songs or any other song. The first thing you want to do is select your footage. I'm going to select this one, and I'm going to click on this little plus icon. That's if you want to select the whole clip, but let's say you only want to select right where he's walking. Well, hover over with your mouse and press I to select the starting point, and then kind of scroll through with the mouse and find an out point, and I'm going to do it right there, and I'll press O for out, and then I'm going to click on this button here, and that will add it to the timeline, as you can see here. Now I also added my music there as well. This will be on a separate track. Select the second shot, which is this one, and I'm going to go ahead and just select the whole clip there and just kind of edit it as I'm going. So if I don't want this end clip here, I can go ahead and just click and drag this down. It might be slow because I'm editing this on 4K, so I might go back around here. For the night shot, we will go ahead and get maybe this shot there, and I'm going to press the plus icon to add that first clip, and then I'm also going to go ahead and select. So you don't want to obviously select drone footage where it's moving like that. That is not usable at all. So please guys, don't use footage that is like that. Use footage that is very smooth. So I'm going to do it there, and I'm going to do something like over here. I'm going to press O, and I'm going to click the plus icon, and then just keep doing that throughout the video. This just makes it a little bit more organized, okay? And I'm going to do it there, and I'm going to come over here and press O, and I'm going to click this plus icon. For this one, I'm also going to select this bit here. I'm going to press O. All right, cool. So now we have all of the videos that we want to use. All right, guys, so once you want to find a place to add the speed ramp, which is we're going to go from normal speed, and then we're going to go fast and then back to normal speed. So I'm going to go ahead and push play. So right there, I want it to speed up. So I'm going to go ahead and press I, and that's also going to do the same thing as we've selected our clips. So that's going to add an in point. And then right there, I'm going to press O, and I'm going to go ahead and go in between these clips and press Command B to cut those in between those clips there that we've selected. So now we only have this one clip. From here, you can always drag around clips like that as well. And if you want to add transitions, which I'll get to, I'll show you guys how to do that as well. So we're going to go into this button here, which is kind of like a, like a speed icon, and go to the speed and change that to fast. When you change that to fast, you're going to have a couple of options. You have 2x, 4x, 8x, and 20x. That's the amount of speed that it's going to be times by. So I think for this clip, 4 times looks pretty good to me. And if you don't want it to go that fast, you can slow it down by 2 times, or you can do 4 times. I think 2 times is fine. And right as you hear a kick in the music or a sudden change in the music, that's where you want to change the scene of the video. In this case, I'm going to do this one where he's walking towards the Santa Monica Pier, or kind of overlooking the Santa Monica Pier. Well, I guess we can start it around here and then have it go out here. So we're going to press Command B, and then around here, press Command B as well, and we're going to delete this, okay? So always film more than you have to, because you're going to be cutting clips a lot. So just keep that in mind. So now I have this here. So right as another kick happens here in the music, that's where you want to change something in the video. It doesn't have to be drastic, but just subtle right there. So I'm going to go back right here. There's a drop. So I'm going to press Command B and I'm going to go ahead and speed this up. And you also want to make sure how long the clip is. In this case, it's 1.9 seconds, so about 2 seconds. So if we go to speed and we times that by 2, it's going to be about half of that, so 0.9 seconds. So now if we go ahead and push play, and it's coming along pretty good. So let's see what that looks like. In this case, we're not going to add this bit here. We're going to add this clip here. So we're going to delete that one and we're going to drag this one in the beginning because this kind of is kind of like an opening scene. You kind of want to make sure that the video makes sense when you're adding or kind of changing the clips order. Okay, so you wouldn't want to add this one and then add this one unless you want this one to be reversed and you want it to go away, like if the scene is going away, if that makes sense. But if you want it to appear that it's an opening scene, then you want to go ahead and do an establishing shot, which would mean that this would be the first clip, and then we're going to transition into this one, and then we're finally going to move on to the actual Santa Monica Pier, and then we're going to end. Okay, that's kind of how you want to sequence or organize your clips. You don't want to just randomly throw in your videos and then it won't turn out to make sense. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And for this clip, we don't need stabilization because the drone already has stabilization, so we're good here. Let's go ahead and speed this one up. So we're going to go into the speed and we're going to times it, not slow it down. Let's go to fast. So that looks okay. If you don't like it, you can always take it off. So in this case, this takes too long, so I'm going to delete that. And I'm also going to get rid of this because I don't want it to obviously speed up. So let's see what that looks like. And then right there, I want it to cut. And then there, I want it to go ahead and speed up. So I'm going to press Command B to cut that clip, and we're going to speed this one up quite a bit. So we're going to go fast 4 times. So that's the problem when you speed up drone footage, is that it's not going to be perfect. Even if you stabilize it, it's going to look a little bit weird, and you're going to see there's some shakiness. So in this case, I'm just going to leave it. So let's see. So in this case, I'm going to cut it. I'm going to delete it. So it does a quick pan here. And I'm going to press B again, and I'm going to do this shot, and I'm going to delete this one. So now we have 3 different clips, but they're not sped up in any way, but we just kind of changed where the next clip appears. Okay, so now the next thing we need to do is add a transition. So go back into the media folder here and then go to transitions, and you only want to use transitions when you're changing a scene, a completely different scene, or a change in time. You don't ever want to add transitions in between clips like this because it will not make sense at all. If you see, that just doesn't make sense. So I would suggest you guys add transitions only in between 2 different shots. So in this case, we could probably add a transition. We can see what that looks like. So that one doesn't make sense. So I'm not going to add one there. I'm going to add one over here though, and that will make sense. And we're going to add another one in the end because that's going to fade out, obviously. Sweet, so that looks good. And then the next thing we need to do is add a title. So go to titles and then go on to the, I think it's called Zoom. This is the only title I like from all of iMovie's titles just because it's very subtle. And I don't like any of these crazy looking ones. It just kind of makes it unprofessional in my opinion. So I'm going to go ahead and select this one. I'm going to go on to the text here by double clicking on this. And I'm going to go ahead and change everything. And I'm going to type in all caps, Santa Monica, and then California. And I'm going to uncheck all of these. I don't like that at all. And I'm going to go to the font, and I'm going to change the font to D dot. I'll have a link in the description. And here, this just kind of makes it look really nice, okay? And I'm going to change the font to about 58 or maybe 80. I think 80 looks fine. So now if I go back, you're going to see how subtle but very nice of a opener that looks. Now you can always change the font, the color, and everything. If it's hard to read, by all means change the font. You can change it to like Helvetica New, or they don't have that much fonts, unfortunately. You can do something like that where it's easier to read, but I personally don't like that. I like the original one, and maybe we can change the font or the color here. So I'm going to do yellow, and I'm going to go back. Alright guys, so once you go ahead and add the text, the last thing you want to do is go ahead and color adjust the video. To do that simple, I'm going to go ahead and go onto this button here, and you can go ahead and click on auto to auto correct the video quality. But in this case, I'm not going to do that. You can also do white balance. So I'm not going to do that though. I'm going to go into this here, and this will allow you to change the color adjustments. So here you can change like the shadows and highlights, midtones, and so forth. So in this case, you can make it more dark in the shadows, or a little bit more contrasty right here by clicking these and dragging them outwards. So it will make the text a little bit easier to read. Over here, you can change the saturation, which is the saturation slider. You can decrease this all the way to make it black and white, or increase it to make it very saturated and bring out those colors, but it will look really bad. So don't ever really change the saturation. And over here, you can change the tone, so you can make it warmer or cooler. In this case, since it's the beach and the sun is out, I'm going to make it a little bit warmer. And then here you can crop the video and so forth. I'm not going to get into all of these tools. If you guys want me to do an in-depth tutorial of all of the tools again, and an updated tutorial, just leave a like and I'll be able to do that for you. So press Command C to copy the adjustments we made to this color here. Select the new clip here, and you can see there's a difference. And this other one here, so Command click on both of them. Then hold down Option, Command C, I think. And that will go ahead and paste the adjustments, only the color adjustments, to those clips. Maybe you want to do it to this one as well. Press Option Command C, and that will paste it on that one clip, and do the same thing for each other one. And there we go. You can also do the same thing for this one here. If you want it to make it look a little bit more contrasty, just increase this out like that. And then once you do that, press Command C and select all of the clips here, and press Option Command C, and you've applied it to all of those clips. Alright guys, so the last thing you need to do to make your video look cinematic is to add a letterbox to your clip. To do that's very simple. Just go to Google and just search up letterbox 1920 by 1080 PNG and just save it. Save it to your computer and import it into iMovie. Once you imported it into iMovie, you want to go ahead and click on the letterbox and just drag that on top of the clip here at the beginning, and then go to the end and go ahead and expand that to fit the timeline. Now the letterbox will be moving, so to fix that, make sure you have the letterbox selected, and then go to crop, and then go to this right here where it says cutaway, and just leave it how it is right now. But you want to go back to crop again, and then click on style and click on fit, click on the check mark, and you should now be good to go. As you can see, the letterbox does not move at all, and you should have that cinematic effect going on. So if you guys found this tutorial helpful, be sure to leave a like, guys. That would be awesome. Subscribe. I post videos like this on my channel, so if you guys don't want to miss out on a video, be sure to turn on the bell notification, and be sure to comment down below what you guys want to see next. Until then, peace out, take care, and enjoy your day.